What's something that you hold dear, that you believe at the core of who you are, that if everyone else believed too, you think would really make this world a better place?
It's unfair of me to say this because it's my business to be a communicator. That's what I get paid to do. I mean, people call me when they don't know how to say something. They need, they have either a crisis or a new product or whatever. Um, I was a chatty child from the beginning, so it's, not just something I've learned. To some extent, communications has always been uh, something I've led with. But I can't overemphasize how important it is to open your mouth and say what you have to say. And if you're not in a place where your voice is respected, then please go someplace else where it is, because you should be able to, state your case in a meeting, not be stepped on by one of your colleagues, not have your ideas taken by someone else, not feel that you couldn't open your mouth because you would not receive the same respect or reception as everyone else. So I think that a big oversight in our educational system, uh, in our onboarding processes at companies, is the fact that we don't place enough emphasis on how to communicate. Uh, and that there's a spectrum there. I mean, we're talking about communicating even to the whistleblower level. Like, if you have a grievance and what your process should be for reporting that grievance. But I think
Hmm.
communications is an important life skill and an important workplace skill.
Yeah, I may have shared this in the last podcast, but for sure recently I did. But worth saying again that I think about the ever changing world of well, technology, of course, and how that shapes human communication moving forward, and the ways that growing up, there's no way I would have fathomed having a FaceTime conversation with my mother across the country,
Right. Yes.
and things like that. Let alone all the other things that are coming that are far more innovative than that right now.
Mhm.
But I think of what will endure. What will endure as communication strength? What will endure as things that will be highly effective and respected and valued in the professional space? And how can I teach those things to my children who are 11
Mhm.
and 6? Because I don't know what the technology makeup is going to be. I don't know what the world will look like in 20 years. But as they get into their professional jobs, I do know that their ability to look someone in the face and communicate an important idea and gather a room and move minds and move hearts toward a general direction will never be something that's not valued.
Mhm.
And so, what a
Absolutely.
great reminder that communication is important to cultivate and grow, and not only in your children but yourselves. And um, if there's a young adult listening who's maybe early in their career right now, Jeanne, who is reflecting and going, "Yeah, I probably do need to get better at communication." Do you have a suggestion of how they can do that?
I have two suggestions. Find a mentor in the organization. Doesn't need to be formal, doesn't need to be full time. You know what? Sometimes that person doesn't even know that they are your mentor, but find someone that you're comfortable with as your role model and someone who you feel might have some degree of advocacy for you. That's the first recommendation. The second recommendation might sound kind of funny, but we've talked a lot about technology today. ChatGPT is a great resource to help you crystallize ideas. I'm not saying, by the way, that you should consider it as 100% perfect because it's not. But if you're struggling with how to say something or what the right tone is, or
Hmm.
maybe even to explore different tones that you might want to approach, using a tool like that can really help you bring it together. So we have a lot of advantages from a technology standpoint that we didn't have years ago, and I really recommend that people leverage them.
It's funny you mentioned ChatGPT. I downloaded the app on my phone a while back. I didn't know there was an app for my phone. I was always going
Yeah.
to the website on the browser,
Yes.
just typing stuff in on my phone. They have an app, but what's cool about the app is you can actually speak to it in sentences,
Yes.
and it'll respond to you, right? And
Mhm.
I think you're absolutely right. That imagine creating the prompt where you are a finance manager for a Fortune 1000 company, and you are my boss.
Mhm.
And I have a concern about XYZ, and I want to bring this up in our next one on one in a casual but honest way. Prompt me through how to have that conversation. And
You
then
nailed
boom,
it.
you're in it.
You
That
nailed it.
holy cow, would I have given my left arm for that when I was 22?
Exactly. Exactly. It would have
Yep,
saved a lot of, beating your head against the wall. So, it's a far more elegant approach.
it really is.